We're breaking with tradition tonight. We have two presenters because it's really a very special night for the Alt Award. Because our recipient tonight is actually one of CRI's own, its Chief Executive Officer, Jill O'Donnell-Tormey. We're also breaking with tradition because actually it's not so much breaking with the tradition. CRI is like a family, and as you just heard, Carl Nathan is a member of this family. He's an associate director of the Institute, as am I. And I did my fellowship down the hall from Jill when she was a fellow, a CRI fellow, and her mentor was Carl Nathan. So it's a particular pleasure for me to introduce Carl tonight, who will then present the award to Jill. So each year, the CRI honors a former CRI or Irvington House Fellow in recognition of their outstanding contribution to the field of immunology by bestowing this Alt Award, which was established in recognition of Dr. Fred Alt, who chaired the Irvington House Committee for many years. Fred Alt is here tonight, and it's an honor to ask him to stand and be thanked for his contributions. This year, as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Institute, it's my humble opinion that selecting Jill to receive this award, we couldn't have found someone more deserving and more appropriate. As many of you in this room know Jill, and all of us that know her love her. And with Jill at the helm of the Institute, it has really been a driving force in the field of tumor immunology. Through Jill's skillful leadership, the CRI has navigated many barriers that used to exist for collaborative work between academics and industry. She's done so by creating and building a network of investigators throughout the world, many of whom are here tonight, who, because of the infrastructure that she's produced, have been able to advance the field in a much more timely fashion that could have happened otherwise. And particularly importantly, she's really facilitated the discoveries made by these scientists throughout the world translated into the clinic. So it's on a personal note, I just want to take 1 second and say it's really been a pleasure for me. I've known Jill for 30 years. We were in fact fellows together. We've worked at the Institute together for well over 25 years. And it really is a personal honor for me and a privilege to have worked and a lot of fun to work with Jill and to be able to call her my friend. And I can say the same for Dr. Nathan, and it's my pleasure to ask him to present the Alt Award to Jill.
Thank you. Well, not all scientists work in labs operating pipettes or microscopes or centrifuges. Some work in boardrooms and committee rooms, and their tools are vision and suasion. And such is Jill O'Donnell-Tormey. When Jill finished her postdoctoral fellowship with me in my lab 27 years ago and joined CRI, it was easy to predict that she'd become the chief executive officer in 7 short years. But it was impossible to foresee how long the dark night of ignorance in tumor immunology would take before it would break in a dawn of understanding under CRI's leadership. That CRI has done so well owes a great deal to the teamwork of its trustees, its donors, patient advocates, the Scientific Advisory Committee, not so much, the staff, and the awardees. And frankly, that all these pulled together so effectively is a testament, Jill, to your vision, your collegiality, your integrity, and above all, your leadership. You have been the driving force in forging the collaborative research on which the success depended. Now, there are many worthy candidates for the Alt Prize, and each year's selection is typically reached after, let's say, a lively discussion. But this year, a remarkable thing happened. Your name was the first one mentioned, and it was the only one. The decision was obvious, endorsement was instantaneous and unanimous. So, Jill, thank you for all you've done for all of us, not just for researchers, clinicians, trainees, but for patients and families, for the whole community that CRI serves.